Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making a popcorn clams purse. I'm going to be using this for the base. This is what I'll be using for the base. And I'm going to be using this silky crochet yarn. This is the clam itself that I'll be using, the wooden clam. I have my crochet pin. My yarn cutter, and then some accessories. So in order to begin, since my yarn is very tiny, in order for me to do the base, because the size is small, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double the yarn to permit me to do the base. But once I start working on the popcorn, I'm just going to be using one single strand of yarn. So I have two of this. As you can see, I have two of that. So I'm going to be doubling it to help me work on the base of the bag. Then before we continue the single strand. So we'll start from here. Okay. So here I'll make double stitches. Okay, double stitch. The next will be a single stitch. The next double. The next single. And then double. And then we have single. And then double. Here will be single. So, and that's I'm going to continue. So I'll have single double all through. Okay. Okay. So this is me. I've done it round to the end. I'm on the last hole. So from here I'm going to join by doing a slip stitch. Okay, and then I block. So that comes to the end of our first row. So now I'm going to continue with a single crochet all around, but at the edges I'm going to increase the loops, because every time I'm doing this, I like when the base is wider and then the top is smaller. So I don't like when the top is wider than the base. So I'm going to increase the stitches on the base in order to make it as wide and equal to the top. Okay, so here I'm going to do a single crochet. Here I would increase, I'll do a double crochet, I'll equally do a double crochet here. Okay, then here single, 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 single. Here in the middle I'll do a double. All right, so the side double, middle double, side double, same thing at the other end. So I'll do a single, single, okay, and then double, and then double. All right, and then single, single. So I'm going to continue single until I reach here, and then I'll increase double, double in the middle, and double here again. All right, okay, so here I do my double crochet, 2 stitches, and I'll do another 2 stitches, and then here I have my single, here single, here double, double stitches, here single, here single, here double stitches, here double stitches. Okay, and then I go single. So this is what I have. So I think I'm going to do the same thing again for the 3rd row. So I'm going to have 2 double in 2 different stitches, double here, single, then double, double, double. Okay, so I have my single, and then my double, my double, that's 4. Okay, and then single, 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 and then double in the middle. Okay, single, single, and then double, double, okay, and then single until I get to the other end. Okay, so I'm at the second edge, so I'm going to be doing my double stitches. Double stitches. Okay, single, 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 double, single, double, so we have single, 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 double, and double. Okay, so you have 1 2 3 1 2 3 rows. So I'm going to complete the last section here with a single crochet, and then we can now begin to make our popcorn pattern. Okay, so this is the last hole, and then we'll come and we do our slip stitch. Okay, so now we are done with the base. Okay, we're done with the base. And we're going to continue with our popcorn stitch. So I'm going to switch my crochet hooks to a smaller version. All right, since I'll be using just a single strand, of the yarn. So, and then the third, I have 5 double crochet. Three, 5, 5. Make it 6 and 6. So we'll close the loop. So far this is what we have. So we continue. We have the next loop and do a single double crochet. The second loop we do a single double crochet. And then the third loop we do our 6 double crochet. 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and then we close. So we're going to continue to the end, and and then when I come back I'll show you how to go to second row. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done with the first row. I'm already at the end. So we have our last popcorn, so we'll do our double crochet. Okay, so I'm done with the first row. As you can see, this is the last popcorn. So I have my first single crochet, my first double crochet, and then we have the second double crochet, and then now I have to come and join. Okay, so I join it with this, and then 1, 2. Okay, and then we have our next popcorn to have 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we know that we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then our third one we have a popcorn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll skip 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the block. Okay, now we have 1, we have 2. Okay, then the third one, our next popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 1, 2, the block, and then we have 1, 2. Okay, then 3. For the tail we have 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 1, 2, block. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3 to make our neck popcorn. So that's how the pattern continues. 6. We have 1, 2, block, and then 1, 2, and then the third, make our next popcorn. Four, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, block, and then we have 1, 2, and then the third, we do our popcorn pattern. Right. One, 2, a block. So you have 1 single, 2 single, and the third was a popcorn. 1 single double crochet, two single double crochet, and then the third is a popcorn. Okay, so this is how the pattern continues. Alright, so we'll come back for the third row. Okay, so this is me. I'm already done with the second row. With the first, this is the second. So we're going to do these 12 to 13 rows. Okay, but just to be sure that you understood what I was doing, what I will do is I'll try to demonstrate again how I did it. Hopefully it is I am clear enough. Then after that I'm going to go off camera and I'll be back only after I've done the 12th row. So as you can see, this is my first double crochet, single double crochet, the second single double crochet, and then on the third row, on the third loop, I do my popcorn pattern. After that I block. Okay, and then I continue. I yarn over, do my single double crochet, the next loop. Okay, on the other loop I do another single double crochet, and then on the third loop I do my popcorn pattern. So I'll be doing 6 double crochet on the third loop. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have my first single, my second single, and then after the second single, then I block my popcorn, and then I do the same pattern. first single double crochet, second single double crochet. On the third loop I do my popcorn pattern, that is 6 single double crochet, 4, 5 and 6, and then 1, 2 I block. Okay, and then the pattern continues. So I'm going to go off camera, and I'll be back after I've done 12 rows of this, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so this is what it looks like already. Okay, so hi everyone, I'm back. I have done the length that I wanted to, so I'm already on my last stitch. Let's complete it together, then we're going to fit in our wooden clamp, and then we'll see exactly how it looks like before we continue. So I have my first double crochet, second double crochet, and then I have my first double crochet. This is the first double crochet, second double crochet, and then the third we're going to have 6 double crochets in this loop. So that will be 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have 1, 2. We block our popcorn. Okay, and then we go to the next loop. We have the next loop here, and then the third loop where we have our 6 double crochet. 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I think I'll leave it at this. I don't want the back to be too long or too big. So this is how I want it to look like when I'm done. Okay, so in order to continue, we're going to continue with single stitches. We will not do a double crochet, we'll just do a single crochet around, but then I'm going to double the yarn. Remember in the beginning when we started, we doubled the yarn before we switched to a single yarn in order to do the popcorn. Now to end the bag as well, I'm equally going to double the yarn. In order to do the single stitches. Okay, so we'll go about our single stitches. Okay, so we're going to continue until we come to the end. Okay, so I've come to the end, so I'm going to go again another round. There'll be 2 rows of single stitches. Okay, so we're done. These are the 2 rows of single stitches all around, and then at the end here I'm going to do a slip stitch to end it, and then we cut. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what we're going to be having. Now we'll be done. Okay, so before we put this, we're going to burn all the excesses, all right, using our lighter. And then after that we'll put our lining. So the clamp will be the last thing that we're going to put, that we're going to install. Okay, so we're going to keep everything aside and work on the lining, and then we'll come back and continue. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done with my lining. Then we're going to use our needle and thread, and we're going to sew around through it. So I'll be back after I'm done to show you how it looks like, and then we continue from there. Okay, so we're done with our lining. Now our last phase, which is the phase of putting our clamp. So I'll try to fit the clamp in place. Okay, so we have to make sure that it is right at the center. Okay, and then now we begin fitting it in the clamp. So I'll be back when I'm done. Okay guys, so here is the result. So our clutch is ready. So thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video for more tutorials. Bye.